Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be doing a quick video. It's going to be on a few things. Number one, talking about Tory Lanez hair transplant failure. Now, everyone knows he had a hair transplant. He's been in the news for some Megan Thee Stallion stuff, and I'm not going to go ahead and show all the videos. I'm not going to do all the reactions. I'm not going to get involved in the politics or any of the situations. What I will do is show you his hair transplant before, after, and then why does it look the way it did today on the news, or this last week in the news where it was really messed up. And I'll explain that, and I'll tell you my theories on what I think happened. But before we get into that, though, this video is actually because a fan messaged me on Instagram and asked me to do this. I wasn't going to make another celebrity video for a while, and I probably won't after this for a few weeks. But a fan wants to see it, and honestly, I understand. So I figured I'd go ahead and post about this because everyone else is too. And yeah, anyway. But here is the fan that actually messaged me. Fun fact, he actually, I didn't see his message back in November when he was at 3 months. He got a hair transplant from Dr. Panine also. So I did message him and ask him if he would be willing to let me show some of his result photos before and after, and he said yes. So I'm super excited. I might be able to get him a call to talk about his experience for the first 6 months of the hair transplant and go over some photos. He does want some privacy, so that's cool. But guys, if you are a fan and you want to go ahead and share your results before and after hair transplant with the doctor, I would love to show some other guys photos and videos of your results. Both because it just shows good clinics that are out there, and also because it shows that I'm not the only one that's had one. And I understand why a lot of people don't make a YouTube channel. You don't want the publicity, or you just don't want to put the work in, because it is a lot of work and there is no real pay out of it. Especially in the beginning. So I would love to have some people toss me a message, whether it's an email or hit my Instagram up. I'll put it on screen, and I'll throw it in the description and also in the comments. So if you want to message me on Instagram, feel free. If you have questions about hair transplants, about products, you can also check my website out. I'll be updating that next weekend with more product reviews, and also hopefully more doctors soon. But guys, let's get into this. So Tory Lanez showed up, and basically he had really like a widow peaking, like he had this area disappearing from his head. What the fuck? I can't. This is really weird on camera. Anyway, you get what I'm saying though. Like these areas were receded, and it might have been thinning in the front, but he didn't really have much loss in the back area from what we could see in photos. But obviously he went to a clinic, and he did it here in America. And he actually paid $30,000 US to get his hair transplant done. Now, you can see his hair transplant came out great. He had a perfect lineup on screen. He also, I mean, look how good this looked. He even did like dreads basically, where he got really creative with his stuff, and he actually was able to do a lot of fun different things with his hair after getting a hair transplant that he couldn't do beforehand. But I think what we saw the other day here with his hair looking like this, and you can see he's playing basketball, but the hair looks completely messed up. And I get why people were like, oh, failed hair transplant. But the reality is what I think really happened is when you start to have male pattern balding, it actually starts in this area at first, and then it starts to go to the center, and then the back starts to get a hole, and then the whole thing starts to go. Depending on, of course, what your genetic disposition is, it could be all that, but the typical pattern starts in the front and then, starts to recede and do the rest of that. But again, and there was videos of him doing like interviews where he's like, yeah, I got my hairline back, and some guy was like, yeah, but look at your back, man, it's light. And that was years ago when he first got the hair transplant. So, and he was like, no, don't show that, it looks fine, man. And so considering that was a factor then, I would assume over the last 3 years, having to be in court cases, that's a lot of stress, man. Like just life in general, COVID's been stressful, but like he's also got other stuff going on with like shootings and shit. So, I mean, he's got some serious stress on his plate. And that does not help with hair loss. That is a very common thing to both accelerate hair loss temporarily or permanently. It also can help kick in alopecia and make it worse faster. It's crazy. But basically, guys, what I'm saying is I think the reality is, and I can show you on screen in a second here, the two photos side by side, I think his hair transplant is perfect. I think the problem is he just has profuse thinning, and his hair is just coming out, man. And when you're playing ball and you're scratching your head or like whatever, your hair is gonna get all clumped up and all pushed to the side and stuff. And if you have thin hair, it's not gonna look good. It's just not. It's gonna look like this. But as you can see, like if you look at his before photo on screen, you can see that he actually has that area here. And then if you look at the next photo, even in the basketball court, even though his head is all messed up in the middle and back, the front areas are perfectly fine. Where the hair transplant was done was perfectly fine. Now, what does that mean? How does he solve this? Honestly, guys, he's going to need another hair transplant. If it were me, guys, I would immediately go get SMP done across my whole head. And yeah, basically what that is tattooing what looks like hair onto your head. Now, why would I do that immediately if I were him? I would like to go ahead and make it look like I have more density immediately at all times. Now, he's claiming, and he showed videos after the fact of this, after 50 Cent came out and railed him on social media and all those other people made fun of him. He showed him at the bar being like, oh, it was a bad hair day. Look, my hair is great. No product in it. It looks perfect. Now, is he using fibers? Maybe. There's no way to know, guys. But the reality is he needs to get another hair transplant to fill it in. He'll probably need a few thousand more grafts. I would probably guess another 3,000 to cover the entire mid to back and make it thick. But if he wanted to, in the meantime, if he has some reason he cannot go do that, getting an SMP treatment done real quick would give him the appearance of thicker, denser hair and darken up that skin area a lot to make it look good. And then he could go in when he has time and get another surgery done. Now, the fact he paid $30,000 for a surgery is it's a high number, guys. I've heard of the doctor he went to, Ziering. I think it was Dr. Ziering. And I think it's New York. Don't quote me, guys. But basically, he's really expensive. But yeah, from what I've seen, a good doctor. He did Tyga's hair. He's done a bunch of other celebrities' hair. And yeah, guys, reality is this is not a hair transplant fail, okay? So as clickbaity as this was, it had to be because everyone else is saying the same things about hair transplant failure, and I want you to go ahead and see that it's not. This is just a case of the reality of having hair loss. You need to plan, and this is why I tell you guys, and why doctors say that if you're young and you're getting a hair transplant, you need to plan for the future. Don't just go and get your hairline done and think it's over. It's not. He probably hasn't taken Finasteride. He probably hasn't used any products. He probably hasn't derma rolled. He probably hasn't used anything. If he wanted to revive his hair, he'd have to get on some DHT blockers. He'd have to be on something that boosts growth of hair. And honestly, I mean, if I were him, he's a celebrity. I'd be doing derma rolling. I'd be doing PRP. I'd be doing absolutely everything. I'd be using Minoxidil. I'd be using Minoxidil, which I also talked about with Spectral DNCN. And I'd also be on Finasteride if he doesn't have side effects. Maybe he had side effects and he didn't like it, and so he didn't try anything at all after that. That is the sad reality of some of these products, is that they do have side effects. And when I say some of these products, I mean like Finasteride is the main one. Minoxidil can have side effects too, but Finasteride is like a pretty decent risk of it. And I understand why a lot of people don't want to take it. I still haven't told my story of why I don't take it, because I am actually not on Finasteride. But I will be telling that story soon. Guys, I hope this was a fun video for you, though. I'll have another video out on Wednesday, I think, and for sure on Friday, too. So I might be doing a triple upload this week. If I do a triple upload, I will be talking about over-harvesting of donor area and the risks of it and how to ensure you don't have over-harvesting and all that good stuff. That's really important to know. And then I also will be doing another video talking about Minoxidil and Inoxidil, because I am at 5 months with Minoxidil, and I've had pretty great results. I think my results are done, though, and I've started using Minoxidil over a month ago, so I expect Minoxidil to start kicking in shortly here on results, so I might cut the Minoxidil out fully. But we shall see. But hopefully this has been a fun video, guys. If you did like it, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.